ったところでございます。
يا علي الرجاء
باشه
まず今回本会議を開かせていただきまして、トルコ、シリア、イラク、EU から、クルド民族の代表者の方々に来ていただいております。で特にトルコの議員の方は、今、非常に、トルコの情勢が不安定でありまして、もしかすると今回、日本で講演した後、帰国したときに逮捕される可能性もあります。それからシリアのメンバーの方々も、日本に来るまでにはいろんな経緯がありまして、なんとか日本の外務省の協力していただいた結果、今回来ております。でこの難民の支援会議と称しておりますけど、日本の方々っていうのは、ほとんどクルド情勢分かってません。で、連日報道されている北朝鮮と中国の問題があるんですけれども、先日59発のミサイルをシリアに撃ち込んだと。でこれは地政学的にも非常にこの地域が重要だということと、それとパワーバランスの問題もありまして、特に報道関係者の皆様には真実を伝えていただきたいというふうに思っています。で今回パワーポイントを使わせていただきましてご説明するんですけれども、今回の通訳と司会進行をこの後をしていただきますのは藤井元気先生にお願いしたいと思います。国際政治学者でもありまして、我々の協会の理事でもございます。それでは会に先立ちまして、我々の協会の主催者日本クルド友好協会の会長であります遠山より一言挨拶をさせていただきます。
皆さんこんばんは。今日こういう会が持てましたことを非常に奇跡のように思っております。世界中で、今日のような会合は今危険で全くできない状況になります。日本でなぜできるか、いい面と悪い面でございます。日本があまりにも世界で平和すぎて、世界の危険が日本人には全く分かってない、そのくらい日本は平和な国であります。その平和な日本で世界のどこでもできない難民支援会議を開催できるわけですから、そして世界の危険、中東の危険、クルドの方たちの、クルド民族の方たちのご苦労、こういったものを今日この会議にご出席された皆さんは、日本で唯一の本当の話を聞ける方たちであります。そして今日の話をよくご理解いただきましたならば、日本中の一人でも多くの方たちに皆さんから中東の危険、クルドの方々の、世界中にいるクルドの方々のご不幸、こういったものを皆さんに話していただきたいと思います。今日は本当にお集まりいただきましてありがとうございました。よろしくお願いいたします。
シリアとそれからイラクとトルコのクルド民族の代表に来ていただいて、それからヨーロッパに約400万人ぐらいクルドの方がいらっしゃるそうで、その方たちの代表というのも来て、4つのグループを代表している方々にお話をいただくということになります。これはクルド民族というのは今4000万人とも4500万人とも人口が言われている、かなり大きな人口があるんですが、それにもかかわらず、国家を持てない、国を持てない民族の悲劇がどういうことになっているかにもかかわらずですね、確実に一歩一歩また独立に向かって歩みを進めているクルド民族が今日どういう戦いをしているか、どういう状況にあるのかということを各地域の代表にお話しいただきたいと思います。 で、今日はですね、北シリアの一部に、民衆連邦政府、自治政府の準備委員会というのがございまして、そこの共同代表をされている女性の方ですが、ヘディアさん、ヘディアさんがまずはじめにご挨拶ということでございますので、お願いいたします。
سريدا حمي كسنكو أمدنا سلافدكن وسلافي روجاوا وقال روجاوا أمرادكين هل وها سباسيا
本日はこのような会を開いていただいて、日本の方々大変感謝しますということでございます。それから日本クルド友好協会、それから日本クルドの友好議員連盟ですね、日本政府の皆様、関係者一同の皆様に、こういう会を開いていただいたということで、厚く御礼を申し上げます。今回の各国の、からの代表としてご挨拶申し上げましたということでございます。
نعم دخوازن دبي كونفرانسي ده لساش روشا روجاوا وبشتي كردان عند ساكنن أنا بريا 6 سالي ده بيمانا سايكس بيكو وبيمانا لوزاني ياكو 1916و 1920
国際政治で、このクルド民族の悲劇が始まりましたのは、第一次大戦の第一次大戦の終結にですね、際しまして、まずこのサイクス・ピコ条約というのがイギリス・フランス間で1916年に結ばれ、これが勝手に中東を分断するようなことをイギリス・フランス当時の植民地帝国が決めたわけでありまして、それがさらに1923年に、これもローザンヌ協定という悪名高いものが、署名されまして、これによってですね、英仏植民地主義がこの中東を分断するという形がずっと後を引いている。今日に至るクルドの人たちが住んでいるところをクルディスタンと言いますが、ここが国家として独立できない、遠因というのは、遠い原因というのは、そういうところにある。
حتى رجع إيرو بنابرة برفضانية كي برمزن لهنبر حملة قرقرنة كشتنة
それ以来ですね、民族抹殺的なジェノサイドと言っていいような大虐殺、あるいは大量虐殺を体験してきたというのがクルド民族であります。全体で中東に4000万人もいる、ないしは多い統計は4500万人という説もあるそうですが、の人々が第二次大戦後も非常に分断に苦しんで、第二次大戦後はイラク、イラン、シリア、トルコの4カ国に分断されて民族の自決権を奪われている、こういう状況でございます。私はシリアの代表としてお話しているわけですが、ここに英語のあれもございますけれども、このシリアの地域のクルド地域はロジャーバ・クルディスタン、クルディスタンというクルド人の都市という意味ですが、ロジャーバというのは西と、だから西クルド地域というふうに呼んでおりますと。で実はフランスからこのシリアが独立するときに、フランスの植民地だったわけですが、その時にクルド人大変一生懸命戦って近代国家このシリアの独立に大変貢献いたしました。その時にはイブラヒム・カヌールとかユスフ・アズマというような人たちが大変有名な方たちが活躍したわけでありますけれども、このシリアの国家が独立した後はですね、クルド人はやはり自分たちの自決権を奪われてですね、バース島の支配のもとに苦しむというようなことがあったわけであります。しかもそのクルド人が他の国のクルド人と団結できないようなですね、弾圧をシリア政府から受けてきました。
لسر أساسي أو بروجيكو جنرالكي سوري ونابقة محمد طلب هلال إكو بيشكيشي ريجيم سوريا كد لسر وين أساسي ده صالح 1906 ددواله سر هجميرية كي لسوريا ده الأراني كردادة هات شكرن وبسط حزارة إنسان ما هم ولاتيا سوري محروم هاتن قرتن و وحتى كان مجن بسط حضارة إنسان ما
このバンス島というのはアラブ民族主流の島でありまして、1962年に非常に悪名高い国勢調査とやりまして、クルド人の市民権を否定しました。そして、クルド人が団結するのを防ぐために、クルド人を従来の居住地から引き離しまして、そしてもってですね、居住地以外のところに追いやるという政策を取ったわけです。
ياكو لسر اساسي وي بروجي كرد ج اخوان هاتن در فستن واخوان بندينوان ج عرب راحت داين و اف بروجي لسر اساسي كيكو
そして、クルド語自体も厳しく禁止されて、もうラジオ、テレビはもちろんそのクルド語で本を出すこともできない。
زاغون بدر حقي كرداده هاتن در فستن بدر حقي چاندا وانده زماني وانده حتى قد خبكو كردتي لجهن فرمي دولتي لمكتب وانده
それから自治団結を求める、自決権を求めるクルド人に対しては、セパライティズムであると、分裂主義だと決めつけてですね、それで非難をするということが長いこと行われてまいりました。
دخوازن دولت پرچه بکنجی او انسانات هاتن محکوم کرن زندان ده هاتن اشکنجه کرن شخوا چون مافکی کردا ای سیاسی جی تنب شبو ویناجی پارتین کردی ایکو دا مافی سیاسی دکرن هر تو مدایم برانبری سیاستن
2004年3月12日に大変大きな抵抗運動が起きまして、この時クルド人のリーダー35人が虐殺され、数千人が捕まるというようなことがありました。さらにクルドの活動家たちは、無差別に逮捕され、まや拷問を受け、獄中死を遂げるというような悲劇が続いたわけであります。クルド人地区全体に、シリアにおいては戒厳令が発動されて長く続くというようなことになりました。これの写真はその拷問等のですね、実態を告げる写真であります。その後ですね、いわゆる日本ではアラブの春と言われているような現象がございました。チュニジア、リビア、エジプト、そしてシリアにおいて、独裁政治を否定する民主化運動が起きたわけでありますが、こういう人民の春、これが起きたときにですね、最も準備ができているのがクルド人でありました。他のアラブの国において残念ながら、こういう運動が単なるアナーキーに陥った場合もあるわけでありますけれども、クルド人の場合は長年民主的かつ人権重視の民族の解放運動を長年続けてきておりましたので、これがクルド人にとっては最大のチャンスとなって、独裁を倒して民主的革命、そして明確な目標と哲学的基礎を持った運動をやるということで、我々はそのチャンスに大いに利用することができたわけであります。
ياكو لسر ميراثي خوي چند سالين بري دست بكرد ناغا شورشا سوري ده ولسر اساسي
クルドの運動はですね、自分たちで自分たちを守る実力というものを持たなければいけませんでしたので、People's Protection Unit、国民防衛部門、あるいは Women's Protection Unit、女性防衛部門という事実上の軍隊を組織して、それによって自分たちの力を強めていったわけであります。しかし北シリア、私が来ておりますシリアの北方の方にはクルド人のみならずアラブ人ももちろんいれば、シリア人とかトルクメン人、チェチェン人、アルメニア人とか多数の少数派もおります。こういった人たちも糾合してですね、北シリアの民主自治政府は現在シリアの領土の 25% を解放して事実上の統治下にあると、それを自分たちの実力で守っている、こういう状況であります。
تجربة خسرية ديمقراطية ياكو بسركت إيروجي سيستم فدرال إعلان كر سيستم ما فدرال يكون لسر أساسي دسكتين سيستم خسرش وما إعلان كر سيستم ما
我々の北シリアの民主連邦政府、その準備委員会がやっておるわけでありますけれども、そのシステムはですね、やはり非常に大事な連邦主義という原則、あるいは自由、人権、民主政治、エコロジー、女性の人権を重視、こういったですね、原則に基づいて、少数民族も休合し、含めてですね、アラブ人や少数民族も含めて、合意と社会契約により、あくまでも平和な社会の確立というために努力しております。
للرجاء بابور سوريا هذه سوريا ديمقراطيك هذه سوريا ديمقراطيك جي قال لك هيزان بيكتا
シリア民主連邦はですね、民主国家であるがゆえに自分たち自身を守る実力を持たなければなりません。それがここに出ている軍隊でありまして、シリアン・デモクラティック・フォーセス、シリア民主軍という存在がございます。これがシリアの民主連邦を守る実力部隊であります。多くは志願制、部分的には徴兵制も取り入れながらですね、北シリア民主連邦の監督下にですね、この軍が存在して、民主政治を守るという実力を発揮しております。
مجلس سوريا ديمقراطيك وتسيوانكي سياسي جوهرة أساس دبلة ولسروي أساسي تردجارة فدرالية باكور سوريا فدرالية كي جغرافيكا سينو ريويجي وقت هذا الان انكو داعش هاتنا
北シリア民主連邦は IS から解放された北シリアの地域も平和に統治しております。我々はしかしトルコが支援するところのシリア反政府連合、これには反対の立場を取っております。というのは、トルコはトルコでですね、領土的な野心というものを隠さずにですね、さまざまな問題ある行動を取っているからであります。
لسبب أساسي ما رجابة ولسوريا ده ما أنتجريان ما خطة سيامين جوهر أساس قرت خطة سيامين يعني منا طرف رجيم سوريا قرت
シリアにおきまして革命が始まって以来、我々は第三の道というものを追求してきました。というのは、アサド政権対反アサドという不毛の対立を避けるためであります。我々の目的を達成するために、国際的な連携というものを我々も調整してそれを追求してきました。アメリカともロシアとも他の各国際機関ともですね、国際的な連携と関係の調整をしながら目的を達成しようとしてきたわけであります。で今、北シリアの民主連邦はですね、すでに、外国に6カ国にですね、事務所を持っております。オランダ、ドイツ、フランス、スウェーデン、ロシア、そしてイラク内の、クルド自治共和国、こういうところに我々の代表所を持っているわけであります。しかし、ここにおいてもですね、またしてもトルコがこれをですね、介入して邪魔をするという状況になっております。我々北シリアの民主連邦は各国の奮闘を、各国のですね、承認を求めて奮闘しているところであります。
ما نخواست كون تكلين ما بدولة جيران خرابون لبلي تركيا
我々はトルコとは全輪外交を求めているのがありますけれども、トルコ政府は領土的野心を隠さず、シリア領の一部を占領し、我々の領土の中に踏み込んでおります。さらにトルコは国境を無視して、シリア領内に、進撃して、侵略し、市民殺害、あるいは農耕地の破壊、なども組織的に行っております。例えばこの地域、農業でオリーブを育てますが、オリーブの木を大量に伐採するなどですね、そういった蛮行を働いております。
تركيا بحجتك أسحبونك كردي لسرسنوا لقبول لكن جبوا هنا شيء تشمبرا سياسي وأبوري سر ألان ما
トルコ政府はですね、直接手を下さない場合でも、武装勢力を使って、あるいはテロリズムという手段まで使って、我々に対する攻撃を仕掛けてきます。トルコは我々に対して政治的かつ経済的な封鎖体制を敷いてですね、軍事攻撃やテロも辞さないと、そういう体制をとっております。
ما دروجة رغم حني زورو زحمتيا وإليشين كوتين كرن ما ألان الفاكرن ألان أولا كي إيرو دا ألان المدى جبوش بلنكو ج عراق هاتنا
我々の政府は持っている経済資源は限られているわけでありますけれども、8つの難民キャンプに3万人の人々を収容いたしました。さらに地域全体としては50万人ものですね、難民が国内で発生しております。そして、アレッポとかラッカとそういった大きな町がこの陥落すると、そういうことになりますと、さらに大量のですね、国内難民が発生して、これからも発生するでありましょう。そして、人間的な悲劇をですね、避けるために、この我々が国際的な支援が必要としておるところであります。
ظرف برزحمات الفدرالية ديمقراطية باكور سوريا ده جبوكو أم جيانا خبدو من أم
シリアの民主連邦は政府職員もほとんどボランティアでございますけれども、エコロジー、それから共同体主義、そういった考えに基づいて、農業、牧地企業、そして石油ガス産業なども発展させていきたいと思っています。で、貧富の差のあるような経済システムは作りたくないというふうに考えています。
مانا دروجاوادا بيجوبان بنجها كيري خسن كيري مدار شكلن ليه فرشارين جران على الماء درباس بون
ご覧になっている写真がコバニという町の完全に破壊された状況でございます。で、2015年には2回ですね、このコバニ再建会議ということを開きましたけれども、我々の経済資源が限られているということもあって、なかなかその再建というものは遅々として進まない状況にあります。
جبوا هنا جيش بركو زعيم منن ام جي حكومة يابان دخازن كي دوي بلدا ببي آليكار و دستكن هين خورتر
日本政府、日本の皆様にお願いしたいことは、まずこの北シリアの民主連邦を教えていただきたいということ、そして、非常に多数の難民が流入しておりますので、我々の支援は足りません。そしてまだまだ国連その他の国際団体からいただく支援も十分ではありませんので、人道支援を日本からぜひお願いしたい。特に医療関係の支援ですね、これをお願いしたいということでございます。それから、テクノロジー、マネジメントなどの支援もいただきたい。それからトルコに対してですね、いい意味での圧力をかけてほしい。それは武装テロリスト組織などをトルコが支持をしてですね、支援してこの北シリアの運動をですね、妨害するような、破壊するようなことがないような、そういう圧力を日本政府はトルコ政府にかけていただきたいと思います。今晩はどうもありがとうございました。ということでございます。
次にはイラク国内にありますクルド自治共和国の政府代表から現状についてのレポートをしていただきます。
من عبد الله حاجي محمود مندوب البرلماني كردستان العراق 私はアブドラ・ハジ・マフードクルド議会の議員であります。أندامي كومالي درستاياتي ياباني كردي 私はクルド日本友好議員連盟のメンバーでもあります。لقل هاوكار مبارز دكتور فرسات بيك وعبيل كردستان العراق ドクトル・フェルサート議員でありますイラクのクルドから来ました。سلاوي قالوا برلماني كردستان تنكرا يعني クルド国民とクルド議会の要望はお願いします。رابطك معني بدور درجي وبكرتي لسر رشي سياسي هريم كردستان العراق ونعشقه クルドのことについてはこれから報告をします。ドクター・フェルサッティン様は説明をします。よろしくお願いします。
My presentation in English. I am sorry because time is limited. I reading fast this presentation. Kurdistan region, historical, political, and legal reading. General information on Kurdistan region. Total areas is estimated about by 86,000 kilometers. Total population is estimated by 5 million people. Texture, Kurdistan region is made up of Kurdish, Turkmen, Kildan, Assyrian, and Arabs. Religions. The religion embraced regions of Islam, Christian, Yazidi, Zardashti, Judaism. Currently, Kurdistan region is federal part of Iraq, and it is also known as the southern part of the Grand Kurdistan. Historical background of Kurdistan. After the Battle of Chaldiran in 1514 between the Uthmanis and Safavids, Kurdistan region has been divided into two parts. After World War I, and according to the Treaty of Sevres, signed in 1920, the right of self-determination of Kurdish people was acknowledged by major powers. The Treaty of Lausanne in 1923, all rights of Kurdish people stated in the Treaty of Sevres, and Kurdistan was practically divided into four parts. This part of the Kurdish people was forcibly annexed to the Republic of Iraq, despite the fact that it has its own geography, language, history, and culture. After that, the Kurdish people suffered from successive campaigns of repression, genocides, and Anfal. A similar case of Hiroshima and Nagasaki happened in Halabja when 5,000 people died within a few minutes as a result of using forbidden chemical weapons. 182,000 people were buried alive within the notorious Anfal campaigns. 4,500 villages were totally devastated, and thousands of young people have been executed without trial. These campaigns of the repression and genocides promoted the Kurdish people with all its components to start its liberation movement, and thousands of young people carried out arms and formed the brigades of Peshmerga. Concerning all these atrocities and crimes against the Kurdish people, the international community was not active and it did not intervene. The intervention of the international community in Kurdistan region. The struggle and revolution of the Kurdish people has culminated to a popular uprising in 1991 that overthrew Ba'athist regime, when the Ba'athist regime decided to retake Kurdish territories by the force of tanks and artillery. The million migration wave started toward the borders of Iran and Turkey, where many children died as a result of hunger and cold weather. Due to the miserable situation, the Security Council got involved and issued the resolution 688 in February 5th, 1991, through which a safe haven or no-fly zone was established in Kurdistan region. Internationalization of crimes committed against Kurdish people. Those crimes committed against Kurds is by all massacres are regarded crimes against humanity, war crimes, and genocides. Until now, these crimes are not officially acknowledged on the United Nations and the international level as crimes against humanity, except several European parliaments. Therefore, we aspire as two representatives of the Kurdish people to exploit his conference to present the crimes perpetrated by the Iraqi regime at that time in an attempt to regard the following acts as genocides and crimes against humanity. One, the infantilization of 182,000 innocent people in Germian region, the burning alive of 8,000 people in Barzan area, killing more than 5,000 people and bombing Halabja with chemical gases, damaging more than 4,500 villages, the imprisonment, torture and execution of thousands of Kurdish young people. ISIS crimes against Yazidis and Christians of Kurdistan. In June 2014, ISIS controlled wide territories of Iraq after the collapse of Iraqi army in these areas. In August 2014, ISIS has perpetrated the following crimes against the people of Kurdistan. One, committing a genocide against Yazidis. Two, thousands of Yazidi girls have been enslaved and sold in the local markets of ISIS-controlled area. Three, thousands of Yazidi young people have been buried alive only because their religion is Yazidi. Four, thousands of Yazidis were displaced amid harsh conditions. Five, killing Christian and overtaking their preparators and displacing thousands of Christians despite that these areas are considered their historic homeland. Victims of terror war in the last 3 years. The big military achievements were not easy. More than 1,500 Peshmerga have been murdered and there was more than 7,000 casualties. Kurdistan region needed the support of the international community for treating these wounded people. Security in Kurdistan region. Despite that the front line is only a few kilometers away from main cities and towns of the region, the security force managed to keep security inside and outside cities, and there is no considerable security threats and incidents in that period. Election in Kurdistan region. In May 1992, the first general election has been held, which culminated the establishment of the Parliament of Kurdistan region. On October 4th, 1992, the Kurdish Parliament decided to make the relationship with Baghdad on the basis of federalism within a free and federal Iraq that should have a parliament that respects the principles of human rights and international treaties. Every 4 years, a general election are held in Kurdistan, and the latest one was in 2013, in which 111 members of parliament were elected with 30% dedicated to women and 11 seats dedicated for minorities like Christian and Turkmen. Political system in Kurdistan region. Kurdistan region enjoys a parliamentary political system, and the government is nominated and followed up by the parliament. Executive authority is composed of the region presidency and the Council of Ministry. There is collaboration between the legal and executive institution in terms of the distributing authorities. The judicial system in the region has its own independent authority. In Kurdistan region, there are other important institutions like Integrity Foundation, the Divan of Financial Monitoring, the Independent Foundation of Human Rights, and the Public Prosecution. Coexistence in region Kurdistan. Kurdistan region is multi-ethnic and multi-religious area, and their relationships are organized through legislation. The Act of Minorities Protection in 2015, out of 111 Parliament Kurdistan, 11 cities are allocated to minorities such as Turkmens and Christian. Amid the sectarian war since 2006 and the war against ISIS in 2014, tens of thousands of Sunni, Shia, Christian, Turkmen, Yazidi, Shabak, Kakai, Sabia have come to Kurdistan region because it is a safe haven in which people of different religious sects and ethnicities live peaceful life. Kurdistan region and Iraq after 2003. After the collapse of Iraqi regime in 2003, a federal system was agreed upon and it was officially voted in 2005 on the basis of equal nationalism, political diversification, democracy, and coexistence. The rights of Kurdish people have been ensured in the Iraqi constitution. However, most articles and laws are not practically implemented. After the passing of 12 years, the ruling of Iraq has not significantly changed in terms of managing resources and capacities. Conflicts and tension between Iraq and Kurdistan region. The areas of conflict between the region and the central authority that are presumed to be still by the Act 140 of 2007. The items of this act were not implemented on the ground. Although Peshmerga is a principal part of the Iraqi defense system, the salaries, weapons, and other military requirements were not provided by the Iraqi government. There is a conflict over oil and gas extraction and design. From May 2014 onwards, the budget of the region has been cut from Baghdad. More than 1.5 million displaced people are living currently in the region, but the drug, food, and other material, social, and psychological support is not provided by the central government, despite the fact that the region suffers from a tough financial crisis. Reforms and combating cooperation. Under the direct supervision of Masoud Barzani, the president of Kurdistan region, a reformation process was commenced to counter corruption. Important achievements have been fulfilled in this regard, and the shortcomings of the governmental policy were pinpointed. There is a strong will for beginning reformation and countering corruption, and we need your help in this regard. The economy of Kurdistan region. After the cut of budget from Baghdad, the source of economy are composed of following: oil, agriculture, and taxes. Thousands of foreign companies work in Kurdistan, which provide fertile setting for investment and job opportunities. The region exports 600,000 barrels per day via Turkish Ceyhan port. Moreover, most giant oil companies work in Kurdistan. There a big oil and gas reserve, and the region is promoting this field. Lessons learned from this crisis, oil prices and the financial crisis. The region, and in collaboration with MIF and the UN, has set an economic reformation plan. The region learned important lessons. For example, it should not further depend solely on oil exports, and the region is enhancing the sectors of agriculture, industry, tourism, service, taxes, and other resources of economic. The right of self-determination and referendum. The self-determination of all peoples is one of the principal items of international law. Therefore, the Kurdish people has this right according to all legal standards. Kurdistan has been annexed to Iraq by force, and since then the Kurdish people was exposed to repression and genocide. Kurds have their own language, history, culture, and geography. It is time for action and decision. After waiting for more than 12 years for federalism and equal nationalism in Iraq, nothing was achieved. As that time passes, the situation in Iraq deteriorates further, and the sectarian and ethnic conflicts widen. Therefore, we have the right to go back to the people of Kurdistan and ask them whether they still want to be part of Iraq or to be separated. A general referendum is to be held in 2017, and we ask the United Nations and the international community to monitor this referendum and respect its outcome. Foreign relations of Kurdistan region. There are 36 consulates and representation of different countries that include the permanent members of Security Council. There are 14 representatives of Kurdistan region in other countries. During the war against ISIS, many nations have supported Kurdistan region. The relationship of the region are established on the basis of mutual respect and understanding. Relation between Japan and Kurdistan region. The Japanese model of building a modern state is very important and attractive. In the last period, there was deep cooperation between both parties, and Japan was always supporter of the Kurdish people. The Japanese consulate in Erbil is very influential. The Kurdistan Friendship Group in the Japanese parliament has been attempting to enhance cooperation and increase the aids. Hence, we know behalf of the Parliament of Kurdistan highly appreciate their assistance. Appeals and recommendations. The Kurdish people needs the support of the international community. We ask the Japanese people to back us so that we can benefit from their experience to rebuild our nation. Currently, there is about 2 million displaced people in Kurdistan, which is a heavy burden on the region. We ask the Japanese parliament and government to help displaced people particularly in terms of drugs and other medical stuff. In order to rehabilitate the areas liberated from ISIS like Shingal, we seek the help and support of international community. Thank you for you to listen.
ここで、次にでございますね、この平安の歌舞と白拍子ということで、日本の方の平安時代の踊りを再現して踊られているそうでございますが、桜井真紀子さんの白拍子の歌舞をご覧いただきたいと思います。よろしくお願いいたします。 次にはトルコ国内で活動しております、国民民主党の代表になりましてマフムト・トゥールル教授に、お話をいただきたいと思っております。
Thank you very much for your attendance, and thank you for people who organized this conference. Thank you very much. Turkey going through a deadlock since 2015. From 2013 to 2015, the ruling party, AKP, perceived an agent of democratic resolution of Kurdish question in Turkey. HDP supported and took an active role in this process. Upon the formal request of AKP government and state institutions, HDP acted as mediator between the state and government bodies and representatives of the Kurdish armed opposition, Mr. Abdullah Öcalan, and PKK executives in Kandil, Iraq. President Erdogan abruptly ended the resolution process in spring 2015 for a new Turkish national alliance. Erdogan declared that he did not recognize the Dolmabahce consensus and agreement specifying 10 principles to guide the peace process, collectively prepared by ministers from the AKP government, and our party delegation formed to govern the negotiation process. The end of ceasefire. Throughout the election campaign for June 7, Mr. Erdogan accused HDP of terrorism, even when ISIS attacked HDP and its supporters. However, the HDP smashed the anti-democratic 10% election threshold, gaining 80 seats in the parliament and ending the AKP majority rule. President Erdogan obstructing all attempts to form a civilist coalition government, dragged the country into snap election on November 1, 2015 in his attempt to create a one-man rule. In repairing parliamentary majority in this snap election, Erdogan-led AKP government ended the ceasefire, starting military operations against the PKK, as well as pursuing domestic politics of escalating tension and pressure. Despite all these, HDP managed to smash the 10% threshold again. In November 1 election, the HDP gained 59 seats, prevented AKP from reaching the majority to amend the constitution single-handedly. Since then, AKP government has escalated its politics of suppressing the opposition, social, political polarization and violence. The attacks on Kurdish residential regions in the form of collective punishment of curfew. The jihadist movements in Syria, indirect or indirect support from the Turkish government for a long time, committed measures targeting the HDP and its wider democratic leftist demography. Politics of repression and intimidation aimed at your party or party members. Curfew and mass destruction badly attacked. Since August 2015, AKP government has increased its pressure on Kurdish cities and towns. These pressures have peaked with illegal round-the-clock curfew and military operation aimed to besieging the civilian population in these regions. According to the official records, there have been at least 65 full and constitutional days of curfew in at least 22 districts between August 16, 2015 and April 20, 2016, including Diyarbakir 35 times, Şırnak 10 times, Mardin 11 times, Hakkari 5 times, Muş 1 time, once, Elazığ once, and Batman twice. The Human Rights Foundation of Turkey report at least 338 civilians lost their lives during these curfews, including 78 children, 69 women, and 30 citizens over the age of 16. Curfews and mass destruction in Kurdish towns. You can see on picture Cizre, Nusaybin, Sur, and Şırnak. On picture Cemile Çağga, she is 13 years old. Miray İnce, 30 months old. Taybet İnan, 50 years old. Selamet Yeşilmen, 44 years old. Among the regions targeted with surface and military attacks of mass destruction, the city center of Şırnak stands out with an 8-month curfew. The round-the-clock curfew that had started on March 14, 2016 was partly removed on November 14, 2016. During this period of 8 months of curfews and siege, 65,000 people were forced to evacuate the city that had a population of 69,000 in total. The removal of parliamentary immunities. The unlawfulness of this act was affirmed by various international bodies. The Venice Commission's report on parliamentary immunities in Turkey states that the lifting of immunities violates both the Turkish Constitution and international and European conventions. This is a misuse of the constitutional amendment procedure. The governing council of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, IPU, criticized the lifting of immunities. IPU also expressed its concern that the charge against the 55 Member of Parliament's HDP are related to public statements, rallies, and other peaceful political activities that they carried out in furtherance of their parliamentary duties and of their political party program. In conclusion, the lifting of parliamentary immunity and investigations and cases against our member of parliaments are explicit violation of the national and international law. Arrest of politicians and elected officials. The political operation against the HDP peaked on November 4, when 12 of our member of parliaments, including our co-presidents Selahattin Demirtaş and Figen Yüksekdağ, were detained. 3 of the 12 member of parliaments were released with judicial control, while 9 of them, including our co-presidents, were arrested and jailed. Later, our member of parliament from the city of Hakkari on November 7, member of parliament from Diyarbakir and Siirt were arrested. The number of our arrested member of parliaments now stands at 12. Imprisoned member of parliaments are held in solitary confinement and exposed to grave pressure. Even those in the same prison are prohibited from contact with one another. Meeting between our co-presidents Selahattin Demirtaş and Figen Yüksekdağ and their lawyers are monitored by the authorities, and the letters as well as statements they want to give to their lawyer are often seized by prison authorities. Arrest member of parliaments of ours, you can see on picture. Attacks on HDP members, supporters and properties. Repression and intimidation aimed at Kurdish politics was not confined to the elected officials and politicians. Party executive members and supporters at the city and town level have also been detained and arrested. The party buildings have been raided and plundered. From July 2015 up until January 2017, in policy operation against our party, 8,737 persons have been detained, among whom 2,704 have been arrested. More than half of these detainment and arrests happened in the last 6 months, right after the coup attempt. All offices are being attacked and their graffiti are left on the wall that read, "We come you, you were not here. We will come again." Similar threatening graffiti involving hate speech were also written in Sur, Cizre and Şırnak during the round-the-clock curfew. CAP and AKP's use of it an opportunity. 5 days after the CAP attempt of July 15th, a nationwide emergency rule was declared with the decision of the National Security Board and the Cabinet. The emergency rule was extended twice by another 3 times. Now, three times it's going on. The currently being ruled by decrees. Thus, the project of presidency based on a one-man rule that Erdogan has been planning to implement for a long time is constructed in practice. All fundamental human rights are violated by state of emergency practice. By passing the existing laws through government decrees, the government has closed down various institutions and organizations and dismissed tens of thousands of civil servants without any court decision. You can see picture institution closed and universities, news agents, TV station, radio station, newspaper, etc. Thank you very much for your attention.
どうもありがとうございます。
それでは最後にですね、ヨーロッパにおりますクルド人の方の活動ということについてお話をいただきたいと思います。ゲフノルウェーにお住まいのゲフさんに発表をお願いいたします。
Dear organizers of this conference, attendees, beginning. Firstly, I'd like to thank on behalf of the Kurdistan National Congress, KNK, the organizers of this conference for inviting me to speak here. I was asked to talk about the Kurds in Europe, immigration policy toward the Kurds, Kurdish movement in Europe, Kurdish and EU relations in political case, and the role of the KNK on all of these issues. The Kurds began to appear in Europe after the World War II in 1950s and 1960s. Before that, few intellectuals and politicians came to Europe. Most of them was from affluent families who sent their sons to study in Europe. Back in the 1970s, when European states, especially Germany, asked for labor forces, a larger number of Kurds, especially from northern Kurdistan, Turkey, arrived in European countries. In the following years and decades, the Kurds from Iraqi and Iranian parts of Kurdistan who came under the pressure of their respective states were forced to flee their country and apply for political asylum. After the Islamic Revolution in Iran in 1979, the new regime declared war on the Kurdish people. And during the Iraq-Iran war from 1980 to 1988, many Kurds fled from Iran and Iraq to neighboring countries and then to Europe. There was a significant increase in migration when the former Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein in 1988 launched a chemical attack on several areas in Kurdistan, especially on the Kurdish town of Halabja, resulting in the killing of 5,000 civilians and the injury a larger number in a few minutes. The third wave of immigration began in the 1990s when the Turkish state escalated its already launched extent war against Kurds and the Kurdish freedom movement. Also, at the same after the first Gulf War, many Kurds fled to Europe. Those Kurds who arrived at different European countries because of war, operation, and persecution, it's normal to be sympathizers to their freedom movement. As a result, remained very sensitive to the development in their country, Kurdistan. Therefore, they started to organize themselves in Kurdish associations, institutes, NGOs, and political parties. While the Kurds from all parts of Kurdistan were following the development in Kurdistan and being supportive of their freedom struggle, they were also trying to overcome the cultural differences in the countries they live, which made their life very hard. Because of the European countries have political and geostrategic interests with the occupied countries' status of Kurdistan, they deny the Kurdish refugees with some of the basic rights by virtue of this. And similar to Kurdistan, the Kurdish children did not learn their mother tongue at schools. Despite all these troubles, the vast majority of the Kurdish population remain very close to the liberation movement, as well as their cultural heritage. Today, we can claim very easily that 70% of the 4 million Kurds living abroad are organized and politicized. This made them able to foster political relations with local, national, and international associations and institutions. We can claim that they have organized thousands of events, demonstrations, rallies, conferences, and many more political meetings, as well as many cultural and artistic activities. They have also created a national and international space. Many Kurdish friendship groups and hundreds of solidarity groups in the European countries. The Kurdish umbrella organization, the KNK, Kurdistan National Congress, has now fostered an amicable relation with the European institution, parliament, civil society organization, and political parties. Kurdistan National Congress, KNK, is the highest national umbrella establishment of 78 political parties, social, cultural, and religious establishments of Kurdistan, and a larger number of independent intellectuals and activists in all parts of Kurdistan and the diaspora. KNK was established in May 26, 1999. The main goals of KNK are to build a stronger relationship between the people of Kurdistan, to find a mutual strategy to enable to strengthen the Kurdistan freedom movement. The KNK is not a substitute for political parties or any organization. It has no purely political goals, the partisan goals. The priority of the activities of KNK is focused on two main themes. First, the KNK tried to build bridge between parties, civil society organizations, and cultural and political figures in Kurdistan. As you know, there are many ethnical and religious components living in Kurdistan. The KNK strives to build relationships with and cooperation among all these components. Second, a joint representation to do run diplomatic and lobbying activities. It means diplomatic work in the diaspora to define the Kurdistan issue of the international community, as well as to provide political, diplomatic, and lobbying support to the cause of Kurdistan and to find a just solution to this case. Due to the organizational power of the Kurdish community in Europe, the Kurdish freedom movement is well received, and the KNK helped bring the PKK, Kurdistan's national party, Kurdistan Workers' Party, and the Turkish state into a negotiation table which began in 2009 and lasted until June 2011 and came to be known as the Oslo Peace Process. Due to the current development in our region, especially after the emergence of ISIS and its attack on Senegal and other Kurdish cities, which followed by the heroic resistance of the Kurdish guerrillas, Peshmerga, and especially the People's Protection Units, especially in Kobani, the interest and the solidarity for the Kurdish cause and movement is very high. Thus, vesting the Kurdish associations with the opportunity to leave all political parties, institutions, and European policymakers. We can say that European countries and their representatives are now trying to create their own Kurdish policy in consultation with the Kurdish Association, a fact that means things have turned in Kurdish favor. Despite of war, terrorist attacks, imprisonment, and torture, regional and international intervention of Kurdistan was first able to stand on their feet. There's no Kurdish problem longer. But there is the Kurdish solution. There is the Kurdish alternative. Kurdish bring a new values to the region, especially in Rojava, northern Syria, such as coexist, democracy, gender equality, and environmental friendliness. The war against ISIS and terrorism, the situation in Turkey, Syria, and Iraq provide that the Kurds are a major player in the region. Kurdish struggle against the jihadists stopped to a certain extent terrorist waves to Europe and parts of the world. The Kurdish question must be answered, and the case must be solved. Without it, there will never be stability and peace and democracy in the Middle East. Kurdistan, with its strategic location and the presence of massive natural wealth like oil, gas, minerals, and wealth of water, can serve all humanity. This cannot be maintained without the stability in Kurdistan, without getting people in Kurdistan to marry of its wealth. To answer to the request of the Kurds, to the Kurdish suggestion and the Kurdish alternative to the solution, all of this going only through peace, dialogue, and negotiation. This requires international help and effort. At the end, I would like to say Japan and Japanese people have gone through wars and massacres. Here both the government, the state, and the Japanese people can understand our situation. The Japanese people, as a democratic and progressive people, can help a lot in that regard. We hope that Japan will contribute to what's possible to help the Kurds to reach the goal of a peaceful and democratic solution of the Kurdish issue. We wish also the Kurdish community in Japan to be in good luck with the Japanese and to be in harmony with the people and the Japanese system. Thank you for your attention.
どうも今日は参加させていただきましてどうもありがとうございます。イラククルド自治政府代表の方にちょっと質問なんですが、独立を考えているということですが、そのことに対してトルコからのですね、プレッシャーないしは、国際社会のコンセンサス、例えばロシアですとかアメリカですとかそういった国との、関係性はどのように考えておりますでしょうか。
ما الريفراندوم ده كان ريفراندوم يككل برنسيبا كان ياسين ودولتي وأو ما فما في شرواي جاني كردستانا تجي هيز دولتي كنيا نا أمريكا نا روسيا نا تركيا نا هيز دولتي كي تقدر دراسة وبو ممارسة كردن وبيادة كردني أو ما فش إمنا رزامن دي لكسور دقدين ونبرسيش بكز لكي تنها فهي استرين إرادة جاني كردستانا وجاني كومان دقارينا
シリアのクルドの自治政府の方に、お聞きしたいんですけども、はい、トルコとシリア今国境がほとんど封鎖されている状態だと思うんですが、コバニの復興が進まないのは、その国境が、封鎖されていることにあるのではないかと思っているんですけども、そのあたりはどうなんでしょうか。改善される余地はあるんでしょうか。
ما برهول دكو بتركارة تكريتنا برهول بتركارة خرانبن لبلد تركيا ستجمناتيا كردا إصرار دكه. حتى نهار شو نزكاتيك ما دربي حقوق الهمبر تركيا درنا كتير لي تركيا سربان نزكاتي خوا هجر بردوام بكه بيجومان بسبب شرط ابن برما وتركيا ده شرط ابن برما وتركيا ده هجر دست بكه وشرط ما الهمبر تروريجي باندور بكه جبو هنا جي ام دخازن بريا هزن كواليسيوني ونافرتبي زختار سر تركيا بكن وتركيا جوان نزكاتي خدا مش ندماش
もうすぐ、会場がおしまいでございますので残念ながら、質疑のところはこれで打ち切らせていただきます。今晩は本当に長い時間にわたりまして、ご参加いただきまして誠にありがとうございました。 今日の話、一人でも多くの日本人の方に広げていただきたいと思います。本日は本当にありがとうございました。どうも、これに対して